Hello and welcome everyone to tonight's Fireside chat for the wonderful show of Dice and Destiny that brings you all on an adventure with some very, very confused yet rather relatable characters. So, on tonight's Fireside chat, we have with us at the moment Omega, who plays Osiris, and we have Jamie, who is playing Aspen. And we will be joined shortly by Lou, who plays our favourite cleric, Aurora. When she turns up, I'm sure it'll be with a rather loud hello in a very high-pitched, excited voice, because unfortunately, British transport and trains are not synonymous with keeping on time.
Yippee!
So, with that being said, let's get into tonight's episode of our Fireside chat. Starting from the top, first of all, we have actually got a brand new player with us, and that is Osiris or Killian. Some of you out there on the interwebs may recognize him. He is a streamer. He does have his own channel that he was very popular with and is going to be slowly bringing back over the short term, as well as joining us on our adventures in our fantasy world of Albion here. Would you like to say a few words of introduction?
Oh, I would happily. I am very excited for this, and more excited to be properly playing this D&D game with everyone. It's the 1.5 sessions I've been here have been incredibly fun,
Excellent.
and the lovely little. Hey, do you want to improv something? And the running joke of ducks. Oh no, sorry, it was chickens. Actually.
Yep.
Chickens on a boat.
Yep.
Live chickens.
That kind of, not gonna lie, that kind of threw me a little, but I rolled with it. So, and that's what I'm hoping Killian brings to the table for everyone, because it's one of the greatest things about D&D, though, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's the improv, it's the role play, it's the oh crap, how do I respond to that panic moments.
Oh yeah, it's the wonderful creativity some people get with certain things, like spells as well, or how they intervene in combat for flavor or for actual mechanic sides.
Yeah, quite often that's thrown me for a loop as well, as a DM. Like I've actually had it on one occasion. Bear in mind, I was a rookie playing 3rd edition, DMing it a long time ago, and I actually had an incident where I described the killing blow before they turned around and actually told me how they wanted to kill the rather nasty little goblin lord. It was just a level 1 campaign, one shot. But yeah, before they told me how they wanted to kill them, I described the killing blow as a DM, and he turned around and went, "Well, actually, yeah, trying to retcon that is rather embarrassing." So, Omega or Killian actually joined us initially in our Witchmoor Hollow one shot for Halloween, and it was there that he developed a slightly higher level version of his character. That character being Osiris.
Mm-hmm.
What can you tell us about Osiris?
Osiris is an interesting character. He is. Initially, he was going to be something else. Probably, if people have seen the latest episode of Dice and Destiny, they know precisely what class he is. But initially, he was supposed to be a bard while making him.
Which is the reason why you've got the loot.
Yeah, it's just little mementos because either I could multi-class into him later down the line, or some fun might happen. But he initially was supposed to be a bard and a swords bard as well.
Ooh.
But I recently fell in love with playing blood hunters because they are cool.
Yes, they can be. Without a doubt, they can be very, very cool. That would be quite interesting. A blood hunter bard. I'm just trying to. I'm trying to picture it. Like you're walking into battle with a lute in your hand, dancing away, singing away. You slice your thumb deliberately on the lute string, and add that potency to the magic that you're casting as a bard. I
Yeah, that.
I can see that working really, really well.
Mm.
It's also got me as a DM slightly brown trouser time. Because I need to find a way to counter that.
There's not singing blood hunter half-orc. None.
There will be. There will be.
Probably.
It might take me a while to find it, but we'll find it. And Jamie, who plays Aspen. Hello.
Hello.
Now, you've been with us from the beginning, and you've gone through quite a bit with your character already so far. I mean, we are essentially 10 episodes in, although I think they've only seen up to episode 9, which was the Shepherd's Burden with Lou and her solo piece. But by the time this comes out, by the time this one actually comes out on VOD, the carnival events will have been played. So I think it's absolutely fine to talk about it in this episode of the Fireside Chat, and it shouldn't pose any problems. My question is, how do you feel Aspen is developing within this world, and what lessons is Aspen taking so far, or what role is Aspen trying to take on within the party?
Ooh. I think maybe I'm kind of trying to take. I mean, she's not very good at persuading people because that's not what she is. But I feel like she's kind of got that like abrasive, like you'll do what we want kind of vibe to her at the moment. In a way that's like if I feel like someone's swindling me, you know. But I don't know. I feel like I'm just at the moment. I mean, now figuring out what entering rage is and stuff.
Yes.
It's going to be fun because, I mean, this is my first time properly playing a barbarian. I played a barbarian once for a one-shot that ended up being a two-shot, and then the second part never happened. That was my first ever time playing D&D, and I threw a throwing axe at a kraken. It went in the ocean and I lost it. So I'm doing better, I think, now. So I'm learning barbarian, which is really fun. And it's like I'm learning barbarian almost as Aspen is learning barbarian. So I get to kind of be a little bit dumb because I don't know what's going on, neither does she. So yeah.
So the real life player is bleeding through into the character there, would you say?
Definitely, yeah. I'm trying to still be a little bit more because I feel like Aspen's probably more confident than what I am. But yeah, I'm trying to kind of. I feel like every character's kind of got to have a little bit of you in it, you know?
Yeah. Which is fair enough. So, um, well, you've gone from the lake camping in the Lake District to getting dragged through Albion, into Albion. You've fended off, well, Jess fended off some wasps, giant wasps, and you found yourself in back alley fights. In all of the encounters that we've had, I've noticed a pattern where you tend to step forward and put your body in the way of whatever danger there is between you and the rest of the party. Is this a aspect of you from the real world as Aspen being a bouncer, or is this the aspect of you that you're maybe changing it in regards to your character because you for other reasons? What's the reason that you keep putting yourself in front like that?
I'd definitely say it's because of her like work in the real world. Um she's definitely used to working at some dives, so breaking up fights between drunken people. And like getting people away from other people. So I feel like yeah, she's channeling that energy almost in everything. I mean, obviously, well, I guess we don't know. Like the people that we fought might be drunk. I'd assume they probably aren't, but I guess we don't know that. It's never been clarified, so we could be. But yeah, I feel like that's probably her instinct is like, I do this almost every day anyway, so I might as well just do it here as well.
Fair enough. Well, let's carry on with some lighter bits and pieces for now. Osiris,
Yep.
if you had to describe your character in 3 words, what would they be?
Ooh. Ooh, that's okay. Let me think about this one. Confident is one of them.
Mhm.
Confident, playful, and caring.
Interesting. So let's evolve that slightly then. If your character had a tagline, and I'll ask the same of you, Jamie. If your character had a tagline on a movie poster, what would it be?
Ooh. I actually don't know. That question threw me. I don't actually know.
Jamie?
Um, I feel like she'd have something dumb. Like it would be like those like buddy cop movie kind of tagline, but I don't know what.
We'll let you both ponder on that one then for a while, and we'll circle back round to it later. So, put yourself in your character's shoes, each of you, and each of your character got 10 gold and 1 night in Ironstead with no plot consequences or anything like that. What would you blow the 10 gold on?
Dangerous question. Dangerous question for Osiris. Oh. Do you want to go first, Jamie, or?
Sure. I mean, I feel like Aspen's not really a materialistic person, so it'd probably be like, I don't know, a really good meal and maybe, I guess, like where they're staying at the moment probably isn't the most comfortable, so maybe a nice comfortable bed somewhere as
So,
well.
so that's about 3 gold at most.
Okay. I don't know. some really good shoes too. I feel like at some point her like human world shoes are gonna start hurting. So maybe some sturdy boots or something.
Well, now there's something I can play with.
Ooh.
I'm just taking a note of that.
Next episode, there's a random person selling boots.
No,
No,
Here, get your boots.
no, you'll be on a long. It's probably going to be one of those. You're on a long walk somewhere, and I'll roll something on a random encounter table, and your shoe breaks.
obviously.
Yeah, no. It is something to think about, though. You're like, what's left of your human gear, and how is it coping in the new environment, in the new world? So, something to circle back on in game. What about yourself, Killian? What would your character blow it on?
Ooh. I've thought about this question a lot. What would Osiris do if he had a bunch of money? Like, completed a quest, got 500 gold. Honestly, he probably would go out to a tavern and, like, spend a night there, buy people rounds
Mm,
in his own very nature.
fair enough. Starting to build a bit more of a profile on your character. That's what these that's what these fireside chats are all about. Character arcs, where your character's going, that sort of thing. So let's carry on this little trend with one last quick one then. Complete this sentence, both of you. We are the kind of party who.
Ooh. Fucks around and find out would be my first instinct.
I was gonna say we always like find ourselves in some kind of issue, so yeah, I think that works.
Baffo. Fair enough.
We literally are in an issue now.
I feel
We're
like
in
we
a
are
kind of mate. Shh, don't say that.
Oh
We'll
dear.
figure it out.
You'll get there in the end. So let's start with who you are now. Aspen. So sometimes it feels like with the way, and I am coming back to something that I mentioned briefly earlier. Sometimes it feels like that you are that sort of head of security person, even within this group. With your character, that's, and you've already mentioned that it was a conscious decision in that regard. But was that decision because you just look at the group and go, well, apparently I'm the adult in the room, or is there other reasons?
I don't know whether it's because she thinks she's the adult in the room. I feel like Aspen probably thinks Jess is more of an adult than Aspen is. I feel like she's maybe got her head on a little bit straighter. But no, I feel like Aspen kind of realizes she's maybe a little bit bigger than some of the other people. She's, I think, 6 foot something. I can't remember what I've written down now, but she's 6 foot something, and she's buff. So yeah, she's built. So I feel like she kind of recognizes that and is like, well, if anyone's gonna like get a couple of hits in when they need to, it's probably gonna be me.
Fair enough.
Not like nothing against anyone else, obviously, because they're also holding their own very well. But yeah, I feel like she knows if someone needs to be in the front, it's probably her.
I'm actually surprised to hear you say that you think that of everyone in the party, Jess is actually the one that's acting most like an adult here at this current time. Especially with the off-player information, not in-game information as of yet, I don't think. But especially with the sudden revelations that Aurora has had with regards to the goddess that she is now following, Chauntea. What's your opinion on that as a player and as a character? Would you say that you, as a character, might would notice the changes a bit better or more readily within Aurora? Do you reckon the most adult in the group opinion might shift when that starts coming through on Aurora's character?
As a player, I think it's really cool. I love when like a deity almost adopts a follower, kind of. They're like, I am your deity now. I think that's really cool. And I think it fits really well as well with Aurora's character. Like the type of deity that obviously Chauntea is. I feel like Aspen probably would maybe notice some changes. I mean, probably not in a massive way. She's not gonna think, oh my god, Aurora's now a completely different person because she's decided to follow this new god, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like she'll probably notice some little things and she'll be like, okay, something's happened, but as long as it doesn't look like she's hurt or something's happening that's bad, then it's probably fine, nothing to worry about, sort of thing.
Do you think how would Aspen? Oh, sorry about that. I've just not sank over. How do you think Aspen's going to react when Aspen realizes that divine magic is flowing a lot more easily through Aurora?
Mm. Yeah, I think she'll probably be shocked because obviously she's aware that religion's a thing. She's not religious herself.
Yeah.
Or she wasn't anyway in the human world. Obviously, I suppose it's a bit more difficult to not be in like a D&D type world. Because the gods are everywhere. So yeah, I feel like it's obviously Aurora's religious anyway, as she was in the human world, so it's still that kind of familiarity there. But yeah, new addition of suddenly now there's magic, she can almost do miracles. It's a bit of a mind blow, I suppose.
Yeah, fair enough. Especially coming from a world where science is obviously the most prevalent uh,
Yeah.
idea and ideology. Sorry, Earth, but yeah. So yeah. So that's a very very interesting thought on the subject there, though. So thank you, Osiris.
Mm-hmm.
So, my first question for you and your character is, in one sentence, what was the original pitch in your head for Osiris? Not the class, not the stats, the log line. Like,
Just
what drives Osiris?
one line that drives Osiris, or a word, would probably around the lines of be fairness or justice.
Fair enough.
So he believes a bit good bit into it.
Fair enough. Welcome, Lou. And
Hello.
did say that
Hardiness.
it's fine. I did mention that you would be running a little bit late, so that's not a problem. I am, however, Lou, going to throw you right in the thick of it with very first question. Describe your character in 3 words. The others have already done this.
Steadfast,
Pardon.
moral, and steadfast, moral, and calm.
Interesting.
Again, so people would think because of how she's been acting, she's normally very calm.
Yep. No, that is very, very interesting. And compared to when I've asked you this in a previous episode of Fireside Chat, where you said confused, and I believe confused, lost, and there was something else, and I haven't got that in my notes. What's made the change?
She's kind of coming back into her own. She's kind of realizing, okay, this is what's happening, and there's no real changing it. You just gotta kind of deal with it. Like, what's panicking gonna bring me? Other than panic. I've got to get a grip, and I've got to get to it.
Fair enough.
No point dilly-daddling.
And that is a fair point. Aurora started initially, from the way I see it as DM. You started off as someone who just wants to make sure her family's safe, wants a normal life, please, and over time, by the time you hit the chapel, you almost became a walking pressure cooker that was ready to blow. In your own words, who is Aurora right now in the story?
She is a farmer. She gives to the people and focuses on only taking what she needs and giving as much as she can to others, whether that is food or assistance or advice or medicine or clothing. She is never one to take it all for herself. She's always one to, okay, I've got what I need. I'm good. Now it's time to give as much as I possibly can to others. And she's kind of settled back into that groove.
Fair enough. So, a familiarity of what your life would have been like back on Earth, then.
Yes, exactly.
Excellent. So, Killian, back to you. Osiris walked through Witchmoor Hollow, which is the one shot that we did for Halloween, and then you've gone from Witchmoor Hollow, walking through Witchmoor Hollow, dealing with the undead, to walking into the Watch, and now you're walking with this party.
Yeah.
Who do you think you're really working for? The Watch, the city, or the people next to you at this stage?
At this stage, it's kind of blending in a little bit. It's like he is part of the Azure Watch, but with the time he spent with people in the party, it's kind of more, I'm working with these people. Yes, I have an assignment, but also these people are kind of cool and have weird, strange devices like a random, out of the blue speaker.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull you up slightly on that one. I'm surprised your character didn't question it anymore. Considering it is a, I'm sure there are. But what would those questions be?
From a person who is musically inclined as he is, a question first of all would be, how does that work, and where do I get one? Because he doesn't know that it's a playlist from other musicians. He just knows it's playing music.
Yeah.
This thing makes music. Where do I get one? I need it.
That's gonna be an interesting one. Can someone in Albion, an artificer or something like that, work out a means of creating a device that can hold a recorded composition of music and send it through a magical wireless signal to a box that is somewhere else and not connected by any wires?
Mm-hmm.
I look forward to how that one plays out in the campaign. I really do. But
First artificer he sees questions.
that's going to be an interesting one, and I'm going to need to take some notes right now and plan it.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's brilliant. Fair enough. And last of all, from your character's point of view, Killian, who in the group, from what you've seen, seems to be the most stable or the most reliable in the group at this moment, to your character's perception?
Most stable, reliable. All right, let me go down the list. So he knows nothing about Aurora. She just appeared in front of him and said, "Hey, I'm actually part of this group as well." "Oh yeah, you're the last member. I know nothing about you. You seem cool." But Aspen's interesting to him. He doesn't know he knows she's strong as hell from that beating that one dude in an arm wrestle.
Yeah, we'll circle on that one.
Yep. He does not trust the wizard. He does not trust Steve. He's seen the report.
Steve.
He is scared of Steve using that same magic and possibly sending him to Valhalla. It honestly might. It comes down to three people: Aspen, Jess, or Chris. He's talked a little bit to Chris, not much to Jess. A little
Yeah.
bit to Aspen, but he thinks Chris is probably the most sane out of everyone.
Fair enough. So, with that being answered, let's move on. One of the big episodes that came out this week was The Shepherd's Burden, where the spotlight itself was on Aurora. Lou, as it was a solo episode, there almost all of these questions, almost all of them, fall on you. And there's a few here, so bear with me. First of all, when you went off that day to the Granary Chapel within Ironstead, which was the bigger worshipping chapel of Chauntea, you actually chose to go alone. For the sake of the story, you went alone and you left a note behind. From your side of the screen, would you say that that was you trying to protect the others, or was it you not trusting anyone else with what's going on in your head, that you would just leave a note and get up and leave?
It was
Partially DM's discretion on that, I admit.
more of a I need to clear my head, and I'm not used to being around people this much. I kind of just need my space, but I don't want you to like freak out and think I've died. So here's a note saying what's happening and to leave me the hell alone so that I can function.
Fair enough.
Or I'm so used to being around animals and not people all the time, and right now it's been people, 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 people. It's definitely a big change of pace that needed a bit of a. Okay, let me take a breather.
Yeah. No, and that makes sense. Would you say that if Aurora went outside of the town and found a field which had a whole bunch of sheep in, she would be at home?
Most definitely.
Almost. Fair enough. So one of the first things that happened uh, in the episode was that one of the priests that was there, Brother Theodos, basically saw straight through you. As a player, did that feel good in a yes, it's spotlight time, or was that more horrible in a oh god, I'm not ready to be this exposed as a character yet?
It was definitely a I'm not ready to be this exposed situation,
Mm.
because I think, again, it's people, and it's people suddenly understanding. And she was like, whoa, you weren't supposed to do that.
Fair
And that
enough.
definitely kind of messed with her a little bit.
Yeah. So, what were your thoughts on the Granary Chapel and the sermon that was given overall? And what are your thoughts on Brother Theodos, both before and after the 3 trials?
Before, I thought he was kind of interesting, didn't really give him too much of a thought. Thought, well, he's following what I've read is the values of Chauntea, thus seems semi-reliable to talk about Chauntea with.
Yeah.
Um, Again, the service kind of felt very homely. Obviously, Aura still thinks of Mississippi as our real home and not the UK. The UK is definitely more of a, okay, yeah, I live there, but Mississippi is my home.
Yeah.
And kind of going to a service where people actually kind of go, and there were a significant amount of people and not just like 2 people and a pastor was quite nice to see.
Mm. Fair enough.
And afterwards, she kind of felt like a little confused because she was like, "Well, I'm not sure if I actually affected his life in any way, shape, or form with the advice I gave,
Mm.
or if I just happened to give the advice that Chauntea gave, and I was kind of living through her, and she was kind of vicariously speaking through me."
It's an interesting thought experiment there, isn't it?
Yeah, very confused.
So, from that, one of the trials that was had was the seed trial and who deserved the miracle. There was one seed, and you were given the 3 choices: the struggling family versus the wealthy merchant with land, and the gravestone. And you very much picked the struggling family to plant that seed so that it would grow for the family. Um, what was your thought process on that, both yourself and within your character? I'm imagine they're probably morally on the same path anyway.
Yeah, me and Aurora definitely kind of had the same thought, which was the wealthy man has food. He does not need more food, he already has it. And the dead man's dead. A dead man cannot eat. Because they're dead.
Mm-hmm.
So the only natural conclusion is, well, this family don't have food, and they're very much still alive.
Fair enough. So, in your gut, the choice felt clearly to be the right one.
Yeah.
How did Chauntea's reaction make you question what? Because there was a moment of doubt when Chauntea was speaking to you afterwards, briefly. What was it in Chauntea's reaction that made you doubt or question whether you actually got the answer wrong on a bigger scale?
The way she said that the wealthy man would have spread the food and not kept it to himself, like he would have, because he was able to make more food, he was able to feed more people. Though I was like, well, more Aura was like, well, that makes a lot of sense. That's kind of what I do, isn't it?
Hmm.
I still agree with my original statement and kind of disagree with Chauntea as a person, but Aura was a bit more like, well, you're kind of right there.
Yeah.
Maybe I made the wrong decision.
That was the reason for your hesitation there. And it is a conundrum, isn't it? It's like, okay, well, this person's got a lot of land, and this one seed would definitely fill it all, and he's already wealthy. But then, when you think about it, when you've got a lot of land, it means that you're probably employing staff and farmers and helping hands from the local communities, which in turn would need food, would get paid wages for the work that they're doing, and then the crop would be distributed. Whatever's left over would essentially be distributed and sold so that more seed, more crop could be bought for the local community, and eventually everyone prospers. But unfortunately, yes, it is one of those things that the way Chauntea sees it is one of those things where unfortunately someone does get more wealthier from this, even though it is a bigger distribution of food to those that need it.
Mm-hmm.
So inherently, as a DM, I'm looking at the whole conundrum and going, well, neither of these options is wrong. It's just on what scale are you as a character working at? And that was the angle that I was going for, to work out, okay, are you thinking of the bigger picture, or are you thinking of the here and now and the immediate needs of those that are within your immediate purview, so to speak? And I think that is what I was trying to convey through Chauntea's message as DM when I gave that little speech afterwards about the immediate struggles of the family versus the wealthy man distributing the food. But in such a short snippet, it's hard to convey all of that information without giving the whole meta of it away.
Yeah, no, and I did kind of pick that up. And in the end, I'm definitely a person that thinks of the here and now, and the later will come later. You know, if someone's going to die now, they're going to die now. It doesn't matter about the future because they won't be alive if they're dead.
Yeah.
And was definitely kind of like that as well, I think, as a farmer and as someone who is the partner to a farmer in real life. We kind of see that with the animals. It's like, yeah, well, we could feed them this grass now, or they could starve, but it could ferment and it'll be better feed for them later. But they're going to starve. There's going to be no cows to feed if we don't feed them now, so it doesn't matter if it's going to be better feed later. they need to be fed now.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And that makes perfect sense. But one of your next comments in that very scene, though, essentially came across that you had a little bit of deep-seated anger about people that had money and weren't sharing. You even mentioned as much, and that scene hit a little bit hard. Even to me, that hit quite hard. So fair play, because it just means that you role played the character well in that session. But would you say that is mostly homeworld baggage, or has Ironstead, in a sense, already poisoned your view of anyone with status?
a mix of both. A definitive mix of both. Obviously, the political state in the world right now is definitely something that'd be very important to a farmer. Seeing the wealth gap grow more and more every day and the farmers definitely not being privy and privileged enough to join in that wealth gap. Not that I think they'd want to, is definitely something that definitely would have impacted Aura both in America and the UK. But then also coming back into Ironstead and seeing poor people, like your stereotypical rags and poor malnourished people, and then these rich people in silks, in like this such obvious stark contrast. There's even more than it is in the world. It would instantly piss her off. Because what do you mean you have silks and silvers and golds, and there is a kid outside your window who is going to starve to death tonight because they could not steal a slice of bread? That would not compute in her mind. For her, if she were rich, she would have already basically started an orphanage where it's like, you come here, you work, and I'll feed you, and I'll pay you. Or just come here for food.
Fair enough. It's quite a resolute character that you've got there, without any doubt. I'll be interested in seeing how this develops within your character throughout the course of this whole adventure. So we will probably circle back in another fireside chat on this moment. Just moving on quickly, because we spent a bit of time on that scene. There was the trial where you became the border collie, and you chose to stop the crossbow without maiming the halfling. And what, as a character in the form of dog, the border collie, watching over the flock, what drove you to make that decision initially, as a player, as a character? Sorry.
There was two driving factors for it. The one driving factor was, I'm a collie. I have a job. My job is to herd the field and protect it. Right. That's what my job is as a collie. I don't really do much else.
Yeah.
And then the other aspect was, but I'm not actually a collie. I'm a human that's being a collie, and I understand the cycle of life. Right? It's kill or be killed.
Yeah.
There's no. The halfling didn't inherently hate the sheep and wasn't inherently killing the sheep out of hatred to make the sheep suffer. He was killing the sheep because it's food. People need food to survive. People kill animals to survive. It's kill or be killed. It's the cycle of life.
Yeah.
And so she didn't think that the halfling should die because the halfling was just doing something that was in the nature of humanity. She would do the same thing. If she was hungry, there was a field of sheep and she had a crossbow, yeah, she'd shoot the sheep and she would eat the meat. It's just natural. There is no need to die for doing something that is just that natural.
Yeah. Fair enough. Chauntea mentioned or commented afterwards that, and I think I can quote her words here when I say that you were told the shepherd stands between danger and the flock. When she said that, how did that make your character feel? Did it feel like praise or congratulations, you've just been signed up to a lifetime of self-sacrifice, or how did that make your character feel when she said that?
It didn't particularly make her feel much at all. It's just a statement for her. It's like yeah, that's what a shepherd does. It's their job. It's kind of like if the shepherd doesn't want to be a shepherd anymore, he just quits. There will be another shepherd. But a shepherd's job will always be to protect his flock. But that's just what a shepherd does.
Fair enough.
There's no real rhyme or reason to it. It's just what happens.
So I'm not going to go into all of the questions because we've spent quite a bit of time talking about some of your character developments, but could you give us a brief summary on your thoughts on the final trial that you did, which was with the guidance of little Timmy and the family?
It got very maternal. It was kind of like I'm seeing this man grow from a boy to a man, and what I say and do bears impact. So I'm going to try and say the best thing that I can think of and do the best thing I can think of so that he can live the best life I can provide. It was a very maternal instinct to protect and to guide.
Fair enough. And what, after all of the trials that you went through with Chauntea, the questions and answers and the guidance that you gave, what's Aurora's thoughts on Chauntea as a goddess that she is following currently?
That they have very similar ideals. They think quite similarly, just that Chauntea has a wider scope than Aura does, and that makes sense to her because Chauntea is a god, and Aura is not.
Fair enough. Well, that is wonderful to hear that I've managed to match that as a DM with your character. So,
Yes, it was very similar.
that's a relief. And finally, you came out of this essentially a brutal, emotional, private, spiritual boot camp to walk straight into the Azure Watch headquarters and seeing what was essentially a little bit of chaos in the field, in the training grounds just out the front with the rest of the party, and this brand new half-orc in uniform standing there, not something you've ever seen before, very green,
Very green.
fairly tall.
Very green.
What was your
He's
and,
green. At some point.
and see it? Yes, it was mentioned, and that is in the transcript.
He is green.
Yep.
Yep.
And and seeing the rest of the party kitted out with leather and armor and arms.
Her first reaction really was not to say that he looks like Shrek. That was really a shock. I would like to say that because the first green person she can think of is Shrek. You know, as soon as she moved to the UK, everyone's telling her she has to watch Shrek, so it's like very recent in her mind.
So, just to be clear, at this point in time, Osiris knows nothing of Earth and definitely doesn't know who or what Shrek is. So, if randomly you did call Osiris Shrek, how would Osiris react?
um,
Depending on the reaction, this may happen in the game. I'm warning.
I would probably stand there for a good solid minute, contemplating who the fuck is Shrek? Who is this man?
Oh boy.
It's Shrek, dude. Do you not know him? He's an ogre. He has layers, like an onion.
If you told him he's an ogre, he would be even more confused.
Wait, do ogres not exist in D&D?
No,
Yeah.
well, yeah, they do, but like the height compares from an ogre to a half-orc.
You know what? This is true.
Yep.
You would be so lost.
This is true. This is true. Oh, but obviously, Aura's never seen a real ogre either.
Hmm?
Oh, well, Aura doesn't know. Does Aura know he's a half-orc?
I don't know, you haven't asked.
She assumes you're an ogre. I'd like to mention that. The assumption is that you're an ogre.
Ogre disguise.
Well,
this land is based off of the UK in her eyes.
Mm.
She's just gone over the fact it's not a LARP.
yep. That's fair.
Mm.
Thus,
So,
UK must exist. I eat
I eat ogre.
yeah. So, moving on from all of that. Aspen.
Yes.
so sorry.
It's fine. So, we've kind of covered this a little bit, but in the library, you were the one who actually went looking essentially to find the whole conspiracy mess with the cork board and the red threads and the ledgers and the nobles and the receipts, etc. Were you
Yes.
was your character deliberately hunting for that sort of thing, or was it just your character's paranoia and being on guard in general and getting rewarded for being cautious in that way?
I think it's more because obviously everyone else went to do research on stuff that they wanted to find out, whereas I don't think Aspen had anything. Like nothing specific that she wanted to go and find out. So she sees something else that's like, I could look into that. And I think that was just the next option. While everyone else was busy looking up other stuff, Aspen might as well go for the thing, covered in essentially like circled in red, basically.
Fair enough. So curiosity,
Yeah, I
actually.
think so. Yeah, for lack of like curiosity in anything else, the thing covered in red thread was probably the most interesting thing to her, so
So when you were standing in front of that evidence wall, as it were, did you clock right then that Aspen had essentially just become the campaign's conspiracy brain, or has that not hit Aspen yet?
I mean, yeah, I doubt it's hit her, really. I think again she's just seen someone else's ramblings and she's like, "Oh, that might be something. Weird stuff's already going on, so why not add more weird stuff?"
Fair enough. So
I guess.
at the end of the episode, the city and the watch is basically saying to you, everything's under control, but the board that you saw is basically saying absolutely is not under control.
Yeah.
On a scale of 0 to 10, how much do you trust the Azure Watch at this point that everything is under their control and that everything is going smoothly?
Oh, I don't think she trusts them at all. I mean, if everything was fine, we wouldn't have been attacked in an alley, and we wouldn't now be at some like weird carnival chasing down some guy. Like, yeah, I don't think she necessarily believes that, everything's under control. Maybe they're doing little bits in the background, but yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So it's been mentioned before that you're much more of an observer in the group, that you like to watch what's going on first, although you do put yourself in the way of harm's danger. When you're collecting these sorts of receipts on nobles or on the watch or the evidence, or putting two and two together and joining those red threads, as it were, who are you really doing that for? Is Aspen doing that for herself, for the party, or is this going to be some future, I'm going to drop this bomb right here and walk away, not looking back moment?
I think it's probably a little bit of like you said earlier, it's probably curiosity first of all. But then obviously once she's got the information, she realizes, oh, this is actually part of a bigger thing. It's not just some random person's ramblings. It probably is a little bit of like trying to, I guess, protect others, by being prepared, not necessarily being like, guys, this is all the danger, but going into something with the information is probably a lot safer than going in completely blind. So yeah, if anything sticks out and looks like it could help us, I think that's probably
Fair
drive.
enough. So just circling back on that for a moment. If Aspen was to have a I'm going to drop this bomb and walk away moment and not look back, because, cool guys don't look back at explosions. What? How do you picture that moment for Aspen?
It would probably, I think for her to get to that point, she'd probably have to be quite pissed off. So it would be in almost the face of, like, we've been trying to tell people that something's happening, and because they're not believing us, not helping us, then she gets to the point where she's like, okay, well, here you go, here's what we've got, see you later, sort of thing. I guess it's more that kind of when you get so frustrated that you just like go silent and you just remove yourself, I suppose.
Fair enough. At the carnival, there we go. So Aurora vanishes to basically have her spiritual crisis with Chauntea. Sorry, Lou. It wasn't a crisis, but you get the picture.
Close enough.
From your perspective, from Aspen's perspective, how did that read to your character? Was that more a case of her turning around saying, I need help, or would Aspen's thoughts been more along lines of, I don't trust you lot with this, or how would Aspen have seen that?
I don't really know. I don't think it would have been a thing of like, I don't trust you guys with this, because I don't feel like there's anyone in the group that she doesn't trust.
Except maybe Osiris.
Well, only because we don't know him.
He's very trusting, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know if she'd necessarily have any like really big thoughts on it necessarily.
Okay, fair enough.
Just we've all got like shit happens. We've all got to do stuff, you know.
When Lou's character Aurora came back and met you all back at the Azure Watch, she greeted you with a very confident two-finger salute. Not the bad one, the good one. a good salute, and a lot of confidence in her step. To an extent, one of the things that you probably would have noticed was that she was a lot calmer. her character was a lot, Aurora was a lot calmer, and you kind of noticed that she came back like back straight, shoulders up high, head held high. That sort of confidence and what have you that she was protruding. What when you saw her back safe in the yard, filled with that sort of level of confidence, what was Aspen's first instincts? Was it like relief, or like what would have gone through your head?
Yeah, I think it was probably something like relief, because everyone's kind of been on edge since we got to wherever it is that we are. I would say probably especially Aurora, with like all of the changes and stuff going on. So yeah, I think she's probably glad to see that things almost seem to be calming down a little bit.
Interesting. And now we're going to cut to the carnival. So you've got Osiris with you now, the watch handler, as it were. Crowded streets and crowded-ish carnival, although half the carnival staff have all disappeared because they're heading off to set up for the big show in the city. Varshoven's in the mix. What's your first read on Osiris in the sense of how he's been with you as the party? Do you think he's going to be a useful ally? Do you think he's potential narc? Poor sod stuck between two equally bad options. What's Aspen's opinion there, or thoughts?
I mean, I think he seems like a chill guy. He doesn't seem like a narc or like he's gonna drag us down or anything. He's letting us. I mean, he's given us weapons and stuff. Like, yeah, it seems like he's not worried that we're just gonna, I don't know, kill him and run off or something, do something ridiculous. So,
I mean, Osiris is right here. Are you worried that the party's just going to kill you and run off?
He hasn't thought that far. Now I'm thinking that far. Oh.
Sorry, carry on, Jamie. You were finishing the answer.
Yeah, I think I was probably just going to repeat something that I already said. But yeah, he seems like a chill guy. There's nothing really that's cropped up for Aspen to sort of not trust him or be like, oh god, we need to get away from him or something. So, yeah.
Fair enough. So, for you and your character, what would you say would count as a successful carnival mission here? Varshoven in chains, everyone alive, or the party walking away with more leverage and information than the watch intended, per se? Even if Varshoven were to slip away and get away from you all. What would you class or count as a successful carnival mission here?
I think him getting away would probably be, I mean, not worst case, because worst case could be a hell of a lot worse. But obviously of the two, I think him getting away is probably worse than, say, not finding out information but having him in chains. Yeah, I think getting him away from where he can't harm others is probably number one priority.
Fair enough. So, Osiris.
Mm-hmm.
Witchmoor to Watchman, shall we say?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to start this with the one shot and some questions regarding your character and that from the one shot, which is public knowledge and publicly out there for everyone to watch. And I recommend you go ahead and do that on your YouTube. It's a lot of fun, but
it was very fun.
One shot versus the long game. When you made
Mhm.
Osiris for Witchmoor Hollow, was he meant to be just a disposable Halloween test run, or did you already have this guy have this guy might join the main campaign in mind if he lived?
He was kind of a bit of both. He was a concept character I've been working with for a while, because starting D&D, my first character, like 5-6 years ago, was a half-orc,
Mm,
and I just wanted to go back to it, like a little nostalgia drive, maybe. But while making him, I hoped he would have been there for more of the long run.
yeah,
There was always like that small, what if he makes it? But also, like, if he dies, okay, that's fine. I'll cook up with something else. It'll be okay. But he was very much a prayer intended to stay for the long run.
fair enough. So the one shot literally opened up with graves being dug for all of you. That includes Aurora as well on this, uh, played by Lou, who's with us. The one shot literally opened up with graves being dug for you all. Did that immediately define your character in your head as someone doomed? Or was it someone, did it define it more as someone who's going to fight that fate out of pure spite?
I think a fight out of pure spite. Him as a character, he would not accept that fate. I myself, as playing the character, didn't want to accept that fate of the girls being thinking, well, shit, guys, I guess we're all dead. No.
Fair enough.
Both of us would want it to live.
Fair enough. Lou, um, coming in as Enora in the Witchmoor Hollow, when you saw the grave essentially being dug for your character there, which was a Warforged cleric, I believe.
Yes, Warforged Domain of Life cleric.
Yeah. How did that make you and or your character feel?
Enora was a soldier. She didn't really fear death and knew it was always gonna happen, but always knew that she was gonna be able to avoid it because she was not human. She was not a person with a soul, but rather a machine created to heal. So for her, it was kind of, oh no, there are graves for other people. I must heal them so they don't get to their grave. Which is why the ending really confused her.
Fair enough. We'll pop back to Killian on this next one. You've picked the Blood Hunter class for your character, which becomes
Yeah.
quite apparent throughout the Carnival episode as well. Have you picked a class that hurts yourself to get things done intentionally, and how does that sort of shape how you see or how Osiris sees himself and his body, like as a man who doesn't value it much? Or
Mhm.
did you pick the class to reflect a more self-destructive streak that you may have already known he has?
Picking the Blood Hunter class form and the fact of the self-harming with that class, it was very much it was more of a show of he knows how to value, but he also wants to make sure other people don't get hurt. So if taking a little damage for, let's say, using Curse of the Eyeless and giving someone a disadvantage to hit someone else would be worth the price for him if hey, I take a little bit of damage, but you are fine because you don't get hit,
Yeah.
worth it. Is more of his mentality with that, and definitely with the rights and everything as well.
Interesting. So, from Witchmoor, as the title of this little section is, from Witchmoor to Watchman. What is it from Witchmoor Hollow that you would say you've definitely carried over, and what one trait may you have changed between Witchmoor Hollow and this campaign?
One trait that I definitely have brought over and kept is a little bit of his personality and how he views everything.
Yeah.
And his very apparent flourish fighting style, which hopefully we'll see soon.
Yeah. Hopefully. I'll look
Hopefully.
forward to it.
Because that was very fun doing it with that. Some things he's left behind from Witchmoor is definitely the... In cases of he's going from something that was just created for this thing and then going into an actual campaign with him, it's a lot more like, and especially with his role in this campaign as a watchman, it's more like, I have seen and watched over things and caught criminals.
Mm.
And I had to take away a lot of the I'm a hunter and I'm actually a hunter. So that's more what he was in Witchmoor's Hollow. It was more of the mentality of I'm a hunter, there's undead. This is my job. Now it's more I'm a watchman. I have to make sure no one's doing anything bad or committing a crime or killing and that sort of stuff.
Fair enough. When you stepped into the main campaign and you first appeared in watch colours in the room where everyone was being interrogated, except Aurora, who still has to write a statement, I might add.
Forgot about that. Oh no!
Damn. I really thought I meant like bye.
What did you want the party and the audience to immediately assume about your character? In the sense of, oh, he's just muscle with badge because he's half orc with big sword, or did you want people to think more, oh, this guy's a thinker and you know, like there's a bit more intelligence with this one? What was your immediate wish for the audience to assume about your character?
I was hoping actually for that the audience would think he's just a bag of muscle in its own right, because the trope, oh, half orc with a big greatsword. I wonder what he's playing. But he's actually quite intelligent. So I very much wanted the, hey, this guy seems kind of dumb. Oh no, he's not.
Fair enough. So, as a watchman for the Azure Watch, how much of Ironstead's dirty laundry do you know when you were first brought into the main game?
I didn't know much as myself.
Uh-huh.
I have heard things from past things and done a little bit of reading of the stuff you sent me before as well.
Yes.
I myself was I wanted to go into this with no brains at all and the very much thinking and making people think he's stupid. And no, it's actually just me that's stupid, guys. Osiris is very intelligent. Which it's working.
Fair enough. So essentially, you're discovering your character already knows of a lot of the corruption and that was in Ironstead prior with the Crimson Cloak Syndicate, because I've sent you all that information.
Yep.
But you yourself, you as a player coming in, wasn't aware of that until pretty much the last minute when I gave you that massive lore dump. So, what are your thoughts on Ironstead's history in the last sort of 50 years and how they've gotten to the point that they're at now, based on the information I've given you? What's Osiris's and your opinion on that?
A lot of the opinion is like, okay, the people who started the Azure Watch are really damn good. Thank God. And especially in Osiris's mind as well, it's like, thank God I did not have to deal with this.
Yeah.
Thank you, forefathers, for thine blessings. Now he's in a different situation. Now it's all regret. It's all regret. But especially not catching that dude what I really wanted to do, but I didn't.
Oh, God, that sounded like you were just strangled for a moment.
Doing a little Donald Duck impression. Give me.
He could have been strangled. The sheer rage could have got to him.
Maybe it might get to Osiris, depending on if he doesn't catch him this time. It might. But
you say this time as though there's been previous encounters. We shall say no more on that.
Yeah, no, that's horror. You'll see.
Okay, so what is Osiris's first read on the party? Considering that by the time you've met them all properly, you're pretty much meeting them on the job for this carnival, for the carnival gig, where you're trying to capture Vashovan. What's your first read on the party here? Like, this is a whole bunch of travelers that seem to have some random skills amongst them that is not well trained. Half of them seem to be traumatized. Some of them seem to be very paranoid or extremely cautious, and others, as we've discovered, has mixed feelings with authority. What is your honest first impression of this group?
His first impression, when actually getting to speak to them, was very. These guys don't have training. How did they survive outside for this long? Or they are very lost. What the hell? And correct me if I'm wrong, but did you guys have your normal clothes on?
No, like
We were in different clothing.
they got they had their earth shoes on and some of them earth trainers on, but otherwise they had local clothing from Elizabeth's tailor. So,
Okay, because I didn't ask that question. I wanted to, because it would have been really funny if they were just in their normal clothing. But his read on them for right now, where they are, is very much okay. Some of them are cool. Some of them that I've talked to. Others, being paranoid is good. It's very good. But also, let's not get ahead of ourselves, because you guys are still on watch you have been cleared from your stuff, but we don't want mistakes to happen. So he's just, his read is, I'm going to keep an eye on these guys, but I also like them because they're very intriguing.
Yeah. Fair
That's
enough.
fucking...
So I think that leads quite nicely into the next question I have actually for you. At the carnival, you are on duty. Like, there's no doubt about that. And part of your duty is to keep them on mission, secure Varshoven, and keep things tidy. The question is, how are you balancing I have orders with these idiots might be right to mistrust the watch, for example, or this group has no idea what they're doing. You know, like when how are you balancing that, like being the babysitter, but at the same time you've got a mission?
It's how I and Osiris both have been viewing this is, especially while everyone, as soon as we got onto the carnival, ran off. Is very the more of a parental figure thinking, okay, let them do what they want to do for like 10, 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Keep an eye out for what I'm actually here for. Make sure they're not doing anything while I'm watching them and surveying the entire area. But also, like, it's a bit of fun. These guys have just been stressed out to all living hell, giving statements and stuff, and thinking if they, are we going to get thrown into somewhere? Are we going to get locked up? Very much of.
In one case, they were actually fearing execution. So, yes.
Or that, yeah. I'm going to let these guys do their thing. Let them have fun while I watch. And join in and be a little, goofy with them. Which you'll see a little bit if he was. But it's very much of, I have a task, and as soon as I know where my task is, I'm going to tell them, and we're going to get this entire shit done.
Fair
which
enough.
is a little bit of what we got.
Fair enough. So I've got one more question for Osiris, and then a quick wrap up for everyone here. So the last question I have for Osiris is, in your head, what is the one kind of order that the watch could give you that would make you turn around and say, nope, I'm done, I'm picking the party over the badge?
If the watch turned around and said, because he believes a lot in honesty, and once something's told, that is that. And if the watch turns around and says, if we caught the guy and they said, hey, yeah, these guys are still going to be going into jail time because of their crime, or hey, lock them all up. We do not trust them. That's a, like, okay, so you have no faith in me trusting these guys kind of thing, and saying, well, you know what? Fuck it. I quit.
Fair enough. So, very quick, fun round and wrap up on this now. Very quickly, so we're nowhere near this level yet, and I very highly doubt that we'll ever be, but you never know, miracles can happen. If we got a TV adaptation, who would you like to have cast for your characters? Let's start with Lou.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Ooh. Wow, that's a loaded question. God. Holy, you can't just bring that on me.
That's what the fireside chats are about.
Oh, give me a second.
Killian.
I have one. He's not built the way Osiris is, but he'd definitely be an interesting fit. Dylan O'Brien.
Interesting. Very interesting. Jamie?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have an actor in mind, but the only person I can think of is, I want to say her name is Ilona Meyer, potentially. She's like a rugby player or something.
Fair
I
enough.
think she's an American rugby player. So yeah, she's not I don't think she does acting, but whatever. We can dream. Body double.
We can all dream. Have you got an answer, Lou?
I do. I was checking that I got her name right. So the voice actress I would go for is Elizabeth Maxwell. She's
Interesting choice.
been in a lot, but the place that I know her from is actually My Hero Academia, where she voices Miss Midnight.
Yes.
Hmm.
I
And
could
that's
see that.
her voice to what I'm thinking Aurora would sound like. Plus, she's incredibly talented. Just in general, it's ridiculous how talented she is as a voice actor. I would love to meet her point blank, period.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. So, next quick fire question. If you each had to swap a character at the table for one session, whose sheet are you grabbing?
I'm absolutely grabbing Steve's.
Yeah.
Wizard.
Oh yeah,
Wizards.
Yeah.
wizard.
So, there'd be a fight at the table for Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve's or Aspens for me. I like wizards, but I love barbarians.
I'm Steve or Chris.
Jamie? I'm assuming Steve.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't ever played a druid actually, so yeah, I might fight for Chris as well.
Yeah, Chris's.
I'm intrigued.
Fair enough. So, no spoilers here in regards to your characters, but very quickly, one or two sentences at most here. What are you personally most excited or nervous about for your character's future?
To go home and see if her parents have survived or not.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Jamie?
I'm excited to maybe explore backstory stuff because I have stuff in my mind that I don't even think I've told you. No, I don't think I have. Not like big things, but yeah,
Fair
backstory
enough.
stuff.
Fair enough. And Killian?
Ooh. Two things. Definitely exploring some backstory stuff would be very fun. But also, what if Osiris got to go to the human world?
Ooh.
Like
He's so out of his depth, he would be so fucked. But
Yep.
Interesting.
That's an interesting question right there. So, if someone watching this fireside as their first taste of Dice and Destiny, which one episode would you tell them to go watch or listen to next, and why?
The first episode.
yeah,
It kind of it sets the pace for what is happening and it helps with kind of comprehending who's who, what is what is going on.
Fair enough. And I would offer quick plugs. Where can we find you all? But the answer to that question is right here in our Discord, on our YouTube channel, and on Twitch, right here where you're watching us now. And from that, what I can say is that this episode is going to be released on the 17th as a video on demand on our YouTube and Spotify. And next Wednesday, there at 7:30 will be the release of the Carnival episode itself. So, I hope you all keep watching us. I hope everything keeps going strong. We have our Yuletide Dungeon on the 19th being played live on Twitch and on Twitch and in Discord, and cannot wait for that. And with that being said, I think the only thing left for us to all say is Happy Winter Heart Festival.
Happy Winter Heart Festival. Bye.
The Head Festival.
Bye!
Bye bye.